Hey guys, welcome back to Wilder Home Adventures. If you guys don't know who we are, I'm CJ. Down to my left here is Cody, and just off exploring somewhere is Kai. So we are at Cregennan Lakes. It's absolutely stunning up here. I just came out here on a whim just to see what it was like. But look at this, it's absolutely incredible. How beautiful is this? Alright guys, I don't know if this is better than yesterday, or if yesterday was better, but I was really loved what we were at yesterday. So, I'm going to give you a quick look at this, but the wind is blowing, so you may get all that wind noise. But look. And then back over here, I was hoping to camp a little closer to these. But look at that. I mean, oh my gosh. I think what we're going to do is grab the chair and come sit in here on the other side of this wall, just out of the wind a little bit. Good morning. So I hope you guys enjoyed that campsite we went to see. So we are now here at Nantcol Waterfall trails. Wow, this is already incredible. We just literally walked off the campsite and can see one of these beautiful waterfalls. Wow guys, what a spot. We've seen one waterfall down there, but can't actually get to it. So right now, we're up on top above the campsite. Look at these flowers though. We've got the gorses flowering. We've also got this beautiful heather, and I'm not sure if it's bell heather or link heather, but it's absolutely stunning. And it's only like just about maybe 9 o'clock, and it's already really warm out here. So this is why we're doing this first thing in the morning, because later in the day it's going to be too much. I don't know if this is a trout stream. It certainly looks like it could be. And places that I didn't expect to see fish, I've seen fish, and places I expect to see fish like this. These beautiful deep pools. There aren't any, but man, this is just a beautiful walk. So I think this is the second waterfall. It's not as dramatic or as epic as the first one, but still really pretty though. Well, it might not be as dramatic, but it is kind of unusual and different looking. Reminds me a bit of one on the Four Waterfalls trail, but very, very cool. Oh, and we're watching, about to get flying into a couple of dragonflies mating. What about, look at these views though, man. Just absolutely stunning. Not a bad experience. So we're coming back to the drop down to the camping park, caravan park, campground. And then we've got a couple more things I've still got lined up for you guys today. Of course I can't remember them off the top of my head. Alright guys, so I've got this funny hat on because we are going to Llanfair Slate mines. And I am just in the tunnel right here. Can already feel the cool air coming out of it. Actually really cold. So yeah, we're gonna go check this out. Thankfully dogs are welcome, but this is like the perfect thing to do on a hot day. Holy crap, guys, wow. Wow. Was not expecting this. I thought this was just a series of tunnels but this is freaking cool. So old piece of equipment right there. Alright guys, so what we're standing in is the main cavern of the quarry, and it's also known as Cathedral Cavern because it was so big. All slate that was mined, which came from behind us that way, was brought to this level before it went anywhere else, and then it went out through the tunnel we just came through. It was then taken down to the bottom of the hill to the splitting sheds, where it was obviously split, because this is a slate mine, and then sent off to wherever it was sent off to. So the mine operated starting in 1873 and finished working about 1905 or 1906 or something like that. So it's only worked for a total of about 33 years, which isn't very long for a mine. But so behind us, we also have an area known as the window, which is the only source of light that actually comes into the mine and helps with ventilation. And then the long metal rods in the center of the cavern were known as jumper poles, and they helped the miners mine for the slate. So these two things, like right here, and it would take about 6 hours to drill with a tool that size. Alright guys, so we're standing now at the bottom of the slate mine, and we're 200 feet below ground level. And these, what used to be, so this would have been the way out, it's now a lot nicer. And it used to be called Jacob's Ladder because of the story of Jacob in the Bible, where he climbed the stairway to heaven. So coming out of these lower levels, which you can sort of see would have been another one down there. Holy moly. But leaving the lower levels was like coming out to heaven. Look at this behind me though. So if you notice, all the slate, all the roofs are about a 30-degree angle. And this is just because of the way that the slate was formed. This is some of the oldest rock known. It was sandwiched between two layers of granite. So granite below, granite above. So what's above our heads right now is solid granite. And below us, where the shale has been used up, is also granite. But here we got one of the slate carts with some slate in it. What an incredible place, guys. This is just really, really cool. And not just because it's cool. It's so neat to be able to walk through these places unguided and just checking them out. But to see an old slate cart as well. And this is old tracks that would have been called the incline, and it's the only way that slate was brought up, and I'm guessing using, at the time, cart ponies to bring the slate up to this main cathedral cavern. Oh wow, look at this one. This was a well-used, very productive cavern, I'm guessing. So this chamber behind me was, you can see a little bit of light coming into it, and that was from the air shaft coming in that came down into chamber 2, which is above us. What's interesting is that, you know, the men work down here 5 days a week from 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. basically all day for £1.50. What's crazy is that they actually had to buy their own explosives from the mine's owners, which just, you'd never hear about that today, which meant they actually went home with about 80 or 90 pence a week. Just imagine, like, what, I don't even know what that would have been worth at the time, but and then children started down here at about 12 years old, and they were paid 5 pence for exactly the same amount of hours. Of course, they weren't doing the same kind of work, heavy lifting and that kind of thing, but they would have been down here working, which is absolutely crazy. And of course, back then people were superstitious, so this back wall apparently has a face in it. I don't know if you can see that. I can sort of see it. Oh my gosh, guys, look at this one. This just keeps getting better. They start you off at the going right, and then you want to go left, but look at this. I mean, I realize it would have been dark in here for them, but working in such a dramatic place. So when the boys started working in the mine, they would start a 6-year apprenticeship, by the end of which they had to make what was called a slate fan, which is taking a piece of slate, cut it into about 20 or 30 pieces or sections, which was then fanned out to create a fan. And it was extremely difficult to make, but it showed the skill of the miners at the time. So this is just absolutely fabulous. I'm loving that it's cool down here too. So in here it looks like we've got something that resembles a little room that they would have potentially used down here. All set up for a cup of tea. Alright, so we're in the last of the caverns. This has been the smallest. And what we were just looking at, where they would have their lunch, was called a cabin, C-A-B-A-N, and it's where they would eat their lunch. So a tradition when young boys started in the mines is that the older miners would cut the noses of the young boys until their nose bled, and it said that they were basically, if they cried, they weren't man enough to work at the caverns, which I think I'd be alright not being man enough to work down here. It's pretty grim because poor ventilation meant that the slate dust would hang in the air, and that's what the men would be breathing in, and which meant that most miners died at a very young age. It was not a good life to lead. So you can definitely see why this would have been called Jacob's Ladder. It looks like the stairway to heaven. It's pretty unbelievable. That's what you come up to when you get done working for the day. Alright guys, this has been pretty epic. I think we are just going to have to leave this here. I really hope you got something out of this video between the waterfall, the lakes and this slate mine. I really hope that this has been a really exciting video. It's definitely done a lot for me. So as always guys, take care of yourselves, take care of your mental health, and thanks for watching.